Hello everyone, and welcome to Paradise. Today I'm bringing you something very special. I'm bringing you two deck profiles of the very same deck. My friend Darrin took his Bujin deck to Nationals, and after we got back from Nationals, he allowed me to look at it, and he let me borrow it. And honestly, I haven't touched the deck since Primal Origins came out, so I wasn't really familiar with any of the new cards like Hirume or Sinyou. So I looked at it, I played with it a little bit, I changed a few things around, and today I'm bringing you my deck profile as well as his. His deck profile will be down in the description below, and as I go through my deck profile, I might just go and tell you what things I've changed around with it. So we're going to start off with the monsters. Obviously we have 3 Bujin Yamato, the main card of the deck, the one that you always want to have on the field, either him or you want to get Susanowo out, but he's the one that helps you load up your graveyard. You play 3, always play 3. It's coming out in ulti, so I can't wait to see those. And yeah, that's just all you got for him. Then we've got 2 Mikazuchi. Mikazuchi's kind of the older brother of Yamato, where he comes in if Hirume, Arasuda, or him get destroyed, or any of the Bujin monsters who get destroyed. He's there especially for the combo plays with Yamato, where you can add and send something, then grab Bujincarnation. Along with him, because we're able to grab Bujincarnation a lot easier, we're playing 2 Hirume, which really open up Bujincarnation because you banish you can banish more monsters to special summon her, so it really livens up Bujincarnation instead of just having a dead card in your hand. Then we're also playing 1 Bujin Arasuda. Now Bujin Arasuda is another combo play off of Hirume, because when you banish to special summon Hirume, you can also special summon him. So it's a great way to get a low combo off, and he does have 1900 defense if you need to do it that way. Moving on, we're playing 3 Bujingi Crane, which needs to be more than a rare, but I digress. This card, if it was not for this card, this deck would not be topping, it would not be as good as it is. It's crazy. So, obviously you have to play 3. Then for a protection for our Yamatos and anything else that we have in the deck, we're playing 2 Bujingi Hare, as well as 2 Bujingi Turtle. I almost thought about bumping one of these 2 up, just because, as usual, everybody usually plays 2, so once they start counting your graveyard, they can kind of see, okay, well he has 1 left in the deck, or he has none left in the deck, they're both in the graveyard, one's banished. Just so, you know, you can have a little unfamiliarity where if you play 3 of one, they're not expecting it. The next card that I'm playing is 1 Bujingi Sinyou. When I looked at his deck, he was playing 2 Sinyous instead of just 1 like I am, but I realized that he was missing 1 major counterpart, and I just feel like we really need it in this deck, and that is 1 Honest. He was not playing this, I took out a Sinyou and threw this in instead. It's because I feel like it'd be more beneficial since everything's light. Next, we're going to have 1 Bujingi Quilin, just so we can have a little bit extra destruction in the deck in case we can't get over something, we can pop it instead. Moving on to the spells, we're playing 3 Fire Formation Tenki, just because we do want to get to our Yamatos, we do want to get to our Mikazuchis, our Hirumes, our Arasuda, whatever we really need to get our plays going. So we play 3 of that, especially if you're going first, because I've seen that this deck is the only deck that I really felt comfortable going first, because you can draw into one of these during your first turn in your first 5, and hopefully get to a Yamato if you already don't have one in your hand, and then you can start building up your graveyard. Next, we're playing 3 Bujincarnation. This card, I used to like it too, but now that we have the Hirumes, which really liven up the deck in the Vanish area, so we can have this card is more live, I guess you could say. So we're playing it at 3 now. And then, just to help us along, so our opponent doesn't really OTK us or anything if we can't get anything going, we do have 2 Kaisar Colosseum. I love this card because it allows you to only play, your Yamato or have a Susanowo on the field, and they can't really do anything about it because they can only have 1 monster, and that's all they can really have. Especially if you can limit your field to only have 1, either the Yamato or Susanowo or anything else big, and have the hares and the turtles in the grave to protect you from destruction, then it really makes it so you have the greater upper hand. Next, we're playing 2 Pot of Duality, just because, like I said, if you're going first, you can either draw into a Yamato, a Tenki, or a Pot of Duality, and you can play Pot of Duality if you have that and none of the others, and hope that you can rip either a Tenki or a Yamato, just so you can you can start off and build up your graveyard with your hares and your turtles. Next, we're playing 2 Forbidden Lance, and the last spell is 1 Book of Moon. In his deck, he's playing 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, but I feel like that's more important to have in the side. You don't really need it in the main deck, so I am siding those instead of having them in the main deck. So I placed one of those with a Book of Moon, and you'll see later on what I replace the other one with. Next we're playing 2 Vanity's Emptiness, just because if you can set on that one monster with this and then Kaisar Colosseum, and you can protect that monster, you should be good to go. Next we're playing 2 Breakthrough Skill. I'm playing this over what he has in his deck, which is 2 Fiendish Chains, just because I don't really want to activate Fiendish Chain on anything, and then just have them activate like Mystical Space Typhoon. So there's that, and you can use it twice, once from on the field and once in the grave. Next we're playing 2 Wiretap. Darrin's only playing 1. I added a second one for the other MST, just because I felt like if you can have this set your first turn, if they go first and you have this in your hand, you can set one of these, and then your next turn you're basically free to set that or summon that Yamato or anything you want to summon, and not really worry about anything because you do have that Wiretap set. Next we're playing 2 Trap Chicks Trap Hole Nightmare. This card works really good now, especially when they special summon a monster, they ask for a response, you say no. They think, oh well, he doesn't have anything to go against it, so then they can activate their effects. That's when you bring this in and you hit them. This card's been working really good in the deck, and I just love it. In his deck, I believe he had 2 Dimensional Prisons, and I stuck those in for that. The last card in the main deck is 1 Solemn Warning, because who doesn't love Solemn Warning anything? Especially if they try and do something where they're basically going to OTK you in one turn, then you can stop that. That is the entire main deck, 40 cards. Yet again, like I said, I will be putting his deck list down the bottom, just so you can kind of compare it to mine, and you can see which one's better for yourself. Moving on to the extra deck, I've got 3 Bujintei Susanowo. This card is one of the best cards this deck ever could even think of having, because it allows you to attack all their monsters once per turn. You can basically just keep attacking until you can't attack anymore. So it really works well against decks that special summon when they're destroyed. Also allowing you to put cards in your graveyard as well as adding to your hand. He has it at 2, I have it at 3. I just think that it's a great card, and especially if they want warning 1 and they destroy 1, you still have that other one to go with. Then I've also got 1 Bujintei Kagatsuchi, as well as 1 Bujinki Amaterasu. I like this card. I've only used it really once, and now it's just because I needed the B stick of it, so 26 was better than 24 or 25. Especially when they have Lightning Prism Mirror on the field, I was able to use 2600 to push over whatever they had. Next we have 1 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King, as well as 2 number 101 Silent Honor Arc. I really feel like this card needed to be at 2 because we could just grab whatever they special summon, especially if it's a problem card that we can't really get around. We've also got 1 Eoswarm Exciting Knight, 1 Abyss Dweller to stop with the hand cards, because we really don't want the Fire Hand or the Ice Hand going off and destroying our fields, as well as stopping anything from Hysteric Sign with Harpies to the Mermail decks that are running rampant right now. Then we've also got 1 number 82 Heartlandraco. This card is great right now, especially with the Kaisar Colosseums and the Tenkis that you can set on the field, so they can't even attack you, and you can just start pushing through for 2,000 attack twice. So you can do 4,000 as long as they can't stop it. We've also got 1 number 50 Blackship of Corn to get rid of problem monsters that possibly can't be destroyed by battle. 1 Gagaga Cowboy, because who doesn't love going Gagaga Cowboy for game for 800? I know it's a kind of a low blow, but if you gotta do it, if you're being competitive and you need the win, you have it. The last 2 cards in our extra deck is number 103 Ragna Zero and number 80 Rhapsody and Berserk. That is our main deck and our extra deck. I'm not going to be doing any sides in this. Like I said, I'm going to be putting his deck list down below. Be sure to let me know what you think of my deck as well as his down below. Comment, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, give it a thumbs up even if you didn't, because I need the support. Be sure to tell your friends about this channel. The support is greatly needed and greatly appreciated. So that's all I've got for now, guys. And with that, I will see you on Wednesday with our next episode of Rank Up Wednesday.